Hello, hello everybody. Hola, hola a todos. Hugo Salazar con EL-Injurico, TFD Futbol. We have Dr. Gruel and Mills with us today. Mills, how are you doing today?
I am good. How's it going, Hugo? Buenos noches.
Buenas noches, my man. Good here, good, good. It's Friday, man. It's Friday. We're about to talk football. Can be better than that.
Oh God, yeah. Can't be
Dr.
better than that,
Gruel,
man.
how you
I'm
feeling
good too,
today,
my
man?
man. Big comeback victory for Madrid, rolling into the
Yes,
weekend.
sir.
Can't beat that. So no,
I mean,
life's good.
two straight,
Yes,
two
sir.
straight
Yes, sir.
comebacks. What's going on with Real Madrid? They had to come back twice.
Yeah, boys. I mean, let's start there. I mean, they had the last two rounds in the Copa del Rey. They came back uh, 3 goals for both. I mean, they were down 1-0 on this one. But what do you guys see with Real Madrid? I feel like they're struggling. Our boys are struggling right now, bro.
I don't know. I honestly think it's just it's in their anatomy, it's in their DNA. Not to use too many puns here, but it's just who Madrid is. I think they're never out. Sure, you'd love to see them just like walk all over people, but they had a tough
Right.
opponent. You know, it was a tough match despite being at home, and you know what? They've shown it so many times. They're never really out until the final whistle, and they did it again this week.
That is true. I mean, we did see them last year win a whole Champions League like that, right? If I'm what
They
is
were,
it?
li- they
PSG,
were dead in the water
Chelsea.
against Man City. Yeah, right. Like they
uh,
were literally dead in the water against Manchester City. I still don't know how they came back in that game.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
I mean
amazing.
that whole tournament was crazy for them. But I mean, they also and Mills, you can help us here. But I mean, they've been also dealing with a lot of injuries, which I think is part of it. They're pretty much out of left back and right back. I mean, also Mendy got injured on that last game in the Copa del Rey. The Lucas Vázquez is out. Carvajal, Mills, what's going on there?
Yeah, there is a whole litany of injuries going on with Real Madrid right now. Of course, you know the midfielder Frenchman Aurelien Tchouameni. He still has that calf muscular strain. He's working back from that. David Alaba, they said he would have been back, but he's still working his way back from that right calf strain as well. As you mentioned, Lucas Vasquez has that high ankle sprain. He's going to be out for a while. Eden Hazard has an ankle injury as well too, and even a new. I think this could be a fresh one. Rodrigo actually has Achilles tendonitis if he hasn't like
Hmm.
ruptured that Achilles. So that's a fresh one. That's a fresh injury right there. And so yeah, it was just they're just dealing with a whole lot of different things. And yeah, they're pretty much out of fullbacks at this position at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking there too. And Achilles tendonitis, Dr. Gruel. Can you tell us more a bit about that? Is that a fancy name again for something that's simple?
No, 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 it's not. Your Achilles tendon is your Achilles tendon, right? Your calf meeting your heel. Um, I mean, he looked pretty good last game, so I was a bit surprised. But yeah, basically, we used to use the term tendonitis for everything, and so we used to think it was inflammation of tendons. But actually, recent data kind of shows it's more wear and tear. So we've actually started using the word tendinosis a little bit more. And we're trying to get itis out of the picture because it's not really inflammation; it's more microscopic wear and tear. So I mean, we'll see. My anticipation is that he's supposed to be available for this weekend. If he's not, I mean, they'll have to reach into their depths and see what they want to do. I do think Carvajal and Alaba and Tchouameni should be back soonish. So it looks like the reserves are on their way. Obviously, they're still trailing Barca in La Liga, so every match is really
Yep.
important. And presuming that even though he's got some of this, he'll probably and when I say he, I mean Rodrigo has some of this tendinosis. He's probably just going to be rested in training a little bit and be available to play this weekend and moving forward for the remaining games.
Or they can do
Okay.
like what they did with Eduardo Camavinga. They can move him to left back like they did when Mendy went down because like he
Yeah.
he's been used that in the French national team, but he really hasn't been used like that in club level. But he's versatile. He's played left back before.
I think yeah, we'll touch a little more on that once we start talking about the games. But you touched on Barcelona there a little bit, so let's talk about those guys for a second here, because La Liga told them they had to release 150 to 200 million euros of their wage bill. They're going back to that whole issue they had And what does this mean, basically? There's talks about issues with registering Gavi and Araujo for next year. What have you guys heard?
I mean, they've been doing a lot of tricky accounting, right, to try to keep this going. This has been an ongoing issue for a while. It looks like they might just run out of ideas. I think, in all honesty, they'll still find something. I think the federation, as much as they're wanting to maintain their financial rules, at the same time doesn't necessarily want a week in Barcelona. They sort of have two big cash cows in this league, Atletico sort of, and so I think that they want them to get in line, but at the same time, I think they don't necessarily want to hamper Barcelona and have them be a sort of subpar roster in terms of the marketability, right? In terms of the names, the outcomes can still be there, right? But I think they need to maintain the name so that they still maintain popularity worldwide and still draw good viewership, right?
Right. Yeah, and I mean, those two names that we mentioned, Gavi and Araujo, have been huge for Barcelona. Gavi is pretty much, I would say, usually the best player in the team right now in their games. And Araujo, without a doubt, is their best defender. He's always solid. He's fast. He's strong. So he's always there. So I mean, those two signings and those two registrations has to happen. They have to happen for Barcelona. So it'll be interesting to see how that evolves in the next few weeks. But let's jump into the matches here. Okay, we're gonna talk about 3 big games this weekend. The first one, let's start with Barcelona, since we're talking about them. They're going to Girona, okay? As we mentioned, Girona in the past few weeks, they're having a good season. They're an attacking team. Last week, I said it was going to be a high-scoring game. It was not, but they, excuse me, they almost did enough to get away with the tie. They actually saved a penalty on the minute 93, then another penalty was given away. They couldn't save that one. But we got Girona against Barcelona today, this weekend. How do you guys see this one? Mills, let's touch on the injuries and maybe suspensions in that game.
Yep. So for like I said, they're pretty much fit. Barcelona's pretty much fit. They only have 2 suspensions. Robert Lewandowski still has 1 more game left on that suspension. Ferran Torres is also suspended for that game, and Girona has Santiago Bueno. He is suspended, and David Lopez and Rainier, they have muscular injuries, so they'll be out. And also Ibrahim Akebe, he has a knee injury. He is also out for Girona.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Girona has 1 win in the last 5 games. So even though they're having a good season, they're at a point right now where it's almost a must-win, or at least a tie. It's a big match, but
they gotta get some point. They gotta get some points in this match, because if they don't, they're essentially going to be out of it. This is the make or break game right here. So I'm gonna I'm actually gonna go a bit high on this one. Girona and Barca tie 2-2.
2-2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a lot of goals. I love it. That's a fun game to watch.
Yep.
Dr. Grill, what do you think on that one?
No, I think Barcelona comfortably 2-0. I think Girona is going to be falling into the relegation battle a little bit as Sevilla and Valencia find their form.
Whew. Okay, that's nearly here. Nearly take. I mean, Barcelona are 12 games unbeaten in all competitions right now. They have been struggling to close out the games. Just if you guys saw that game against Real Sociedad over the week, even with Real Sociedad had 10 men and they almost tied the game at the end. Yeah. But as much as it hurts, I think they're also going to take care of this one. I think it's going to be a comfortable win. I would say 3-0, 3-1 Barcelona for this one. Yeah. We got a lot of goals here in this one, all of us. Okay.
Yes, we do.
All right, next game we got here. Real Madrid and Real Sociedad. What a game, guys. Number 2 and number 3 on the table. Real Sociedad having a season. This reminds me of years ago. I don't know if you remember. Real Sociedad and Real Madrid used to battle for the league, for La Liga. Yeah, so I mean, we're right there again. As we've been saying, Real Madrid is having issues at the back. We're probably going to see Camavinga on the left back covering Mendy. And actually, I don't remember if you touched on Mendy's injury here. Do we know what happened to him exactly?
Yes, he has a thigh. Yes, he has a thigh strain. So he has a thigh strain.
Okay.
So
And for a
probably
thigh
so
strain,
So probably probably the main muscle in your thigh being the quadricep muscle. So it's probably like maybe a grade one. They didn't say anything about a tear, so it's probably like a grade one quad strain or something like that. So he'll probably be out for this one as well. And actually, David Alaba, and we got some. I just got a pop up here. David Alaba actually had a setback with his right calf strain, so he is out. They expected him back for this one, but he's actually going to be out for this one.
Yeah, and stuff,
okay.
and like Carvajal is also out. So yeah, I mean, a little bit thin on the back line, but Millsy, if you look at Sociedad, right? Look how many injuries they also have, right?
Good
And no one's
Lord.
coming back for them this week either.
Yeah, good Lord. Umar Sadiq, David Silva, John Pacheco, Muhammad Al Cho, Andoni Gorosabel, Mikey Moreno, Ander Guevara, Alex Sola, and still Martin Mercanlas are just still out. And I believe Bryce Mendez is suspended for this one too. They are, oh my God, it's almost the entire team.
Mm. Yeah, and then but then
And
look at their form, right? Like they've won their last 5 matches in La Liga.
Yeah, despite all.
So I
exactly.
mean they come in great form despite this, right? So you've got two banged up teams, but I think neither team would necessarily have an excuse if they left points on the table, or I guess on the pitch instead of putting them on the table, I should say.
Hmm.
But we'll see. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw.
Real,
1-1 draw, Mills. What score you got here?
Real Madrid rolls 2-0.
I'm gonna agree with Mills on this one. I think Real Madrid is gonna get a 2-0 victory too. They're coming off of that big win in the Derby Madrileño over the week, and Real Sociedad, on the other hand, they lost against Barcelona midweek, so their morale is a little low. So I'm taking Real Madrid 2-0 as well. One last game we're going to touch on today. Here's Osasuna and Atletico Madrid. Okay, Atletico Madrid visiting Osasuna. Osasuna is the first time they qualified for the semifinals of the Copa del Rey in 18 years. Okay, they're also having a great season. They got 5 points and 1 goal conceded in the last month in La Liga. And Atletico Madrid, on the other hand, are struggling. Okay, they lost this week against Real Madrid, as we say in that comeback. Simeone's future is more uncertain every week as these results keep happening. Any injuries here, and what do we see on this game here, Mills?
Yep. Osasuna is relatively healthy. They just have two. Nacho Vidal is still out with a muscular injury, and Ruben Pena actually tore a muscle in his right leg, so he is out for a while actually. And it appears that for Atletico, Marcos Llorente is still out.
Yeah.
He's going to be out with a muscular injury. Stefan Savic should be available from the red card from the Madrid derby, and look for Memphis Depay he might even feature in this one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
guessing we'll see the pie there.
yeah, and I guess well, yeah, and then obviously the red card doesn't come over. I mean, I guess the big thing for this game is like Osasuna is looking at potentially grabbing a European spot here, right? Sitting at 7th in the table.
Yeah.
I think they're behind Betis because of goal differential. I'd have to look at the table again. I'm not exactly sure why they're behind Betis. And then Atletico is fighting to hold their Champions League spot, right? So that's like the big thing going into this match. Yeah, I mean, at least both teams are healthy, so we're sort of catching them at essentially full strength. But it's gonna be a tough match. I think Atletico is gonna suffer. Whether they get points, I'm not sure, but they're gonna suffer.
It's goal differential. It is goal differential.
Yeah.
No, I just wasn't sure
Okay.
what the goal differential was. Like,
Oh,
I mean, that's why, but I wasn't sure if it's a lot, like, or if it's close or what it is. Like, I think that's why they're behind, but I don't know if it's like a lot, like they've got to actually go over them in points, or if it's pretty close.
Okay, and now, as we said, it's about momentum right now. Osasuna seems to have the momentum going forward. Atletico, on the other hand, seems to be going backwards. And with that in mind, Simeone, there have been talks about him going to the Premier League. You know his style of play. Do you think How do you think he will look over there?
I think he'd fit right in. I think he'd fit right in wherever he goes. What would be the best fit for him? I'm not sure. Like, the funny thing is, I feel like he's the type of guy who can't be with one of the big clubs. Like, he should almost be at like an Everton or a Newcastle and then squeeze every last drop out of them to get them up into the top four. Because I don't know how good he would be at managing the egos at some of the top four clubs. And I don't know if he's ever been the type of guy to get the most out of skill players. I think he's the one who gets the most out of players who are going to get stuck in and get into tackles. And all these big clubs have spent big money on guys who are driven on skill. And so I think coaches like Thomas Tuchel are better fits for those teams. But I think he's the perfect manager for like a mid-table side who's just looking to like climb a couple extra steps.
And now some people might get angry here. You starting mid-level? Because I mean, Conte seems he's going to be done next season too. So what about Simeone going to Tottenham? Would that work? Would that match the vibe there?
Maybe.
No, I don't think. I don't think he would be. I don't think he would be a fit at Tottenham. Like one of the big dogs. No, but I agree with Dr. Harjas. Maybe a middle of the table, not like a relegation team, but like a middle of the table. Maybe like I said, maybe like a Nottingham Forest, an Everton, maybe a Leicester City, something like that. He can instill his system, get the type of guys who can play that system well, and who knows, maybe make some noise, maybe even compete within a year or two.
Yeah, I mean, it's all all talk right now, but it's something again that it's going to be a hot topic during the summer, especially if Atletico Madrid keeps the form that we've seen right now. Okay, so out of the 3 games, I think what do we have? Let's do a bit of a review here. For the first game, we all picked. No, Milsi picked a tie between Girona and Barcelona. Okay.
Yep.
Rahul and I got Barcelona winning.
Yeah, we got the odds right, and the betting favorite for that one is Barcelona. They're coming in at -175. For a draw, it's like +320, and for Girona, it's +400. So like I said, like Vegas and like many bettors are saying, they're picking Barcelona comfortably.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, Mills, got a bit of an upset there, but let's see. It might be a good call. Next one, Real Madrid, Real Sociedad. A bit of a recap here. You got the odds in hand there, Mills?
Yeah. Yes, yes, I do. They have once again, they have Real Madrid comfortably at -145. They have Real Sociedad at +400, so not much of a chance, and also a draw at +300. So once again, they're going with the favorites. They're going with the favorites. So they expect Real Madrid to roll.
All right, we got a message here from Rahul. He's not here today, but he did send us his upset of the weekend. He said this was going to be it. Real Sociedad to beat Real Madrid.
He's just doing that to get under our skin.
Yeah. I was going to say, not surprising. I'm getting the trend here now. And let's get the odds for that last game, Niels. Osasuna and Atletico.
Osasuna and Atletico. This is actually pretty close. They have Osasuna coming in at -140. They have a draw coming in at -138, and they have Atletico Madrid coming in at +500. So it looks like they're expecting a draw or an Osasuna win. So that really is a coin flip right now. So
win.
Yep. So if we're looking at the because we like doing parlays here. The 3-legged parlay that we're looking at is a Barcelona win, Real Madrid win, and also you can do a win. You can also do a win or draw for Osasuna, but for this one, let's go with Osasuna win over Atletico Madrid. And if you were to put in $100, you could potentially walk out with $3,856.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll see how we do, guys. Mills first parlay without Rahul. Rahul, I think it's 0 for 5 right now, so we'll see, Mills.
Oh gosh, yeah, we're not doing so well on parlays.
Yeah, man. You juice those parlays. That's what happens, man.
Yeah, I mean those 6 leg parlays, those are tough.
Yeah, man. Well,
All right, boys. I
we're
think
only
that'll
doing a
be it
3-leg one, so we should have a better chance of hitting, pretty much.
We're going for the W today, just to piss Rahul off a little bit. All right, boys. That's gonna be it for today, guys. Muchachos, como siempre, gracias por estar con nosotros. Un día más con el Injurico. Nos vemos a través de la semana. Chao, chao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Hola.